Did you know that the Bible contains a story full of violence and betrayal? A story of crime, brutality, and destruction. And that's what happens in Judges 19. You'll never look at the Bible the same way again after hearing this story. To learn more, keep watching this shocking story unfold. The book of Judges was a time when the people of Israel lived without a king. Each person lived according to their own way. There was no leadership, no common guidance. It was a time when justice and morality were forgotten. Though living in a chosen land, they turned away from sacred values. Everything was in chaos, and people's hearts became unstable. But in that darkness, there's a story that will make you ponder. It is the story of a man, a woman, and a fateful journey. That journey will lead them into a tragic event, leaving lasting consequences. This story is not only a lesson in loyalty, but also a warning for us about forgiveness and justice. The story begins with a Levite man from the mountains of Ephraim, who took a wife from the city of Bethlehem. However, after the wife left and returned to her family, the Levite decided to go back and bring her home. During their journey, the couple stopped at the city of Gibeah, part of the tribe of Benjamin. But what happens here will leave you in disbelief. We must understand that during this time, things were very chaotic. Things didn't unfold the way you might expect. When the Levite and his wife arrived at the house of a Gibeah man, they received no welcome at all. The host was willing to welcome them, but that night, an evil mob surrounded the house, demanding the Levite be brought out so they could abuse him. The scene was so horrifying, it was hard to believe. The Levite didn't know what to do. Fear consumed him. The situation grew worse by the minute. At this moment, everything was out of control. Will the Levite and his wife escape this threat? Their lives were in danger. All hope seemed lost. The darkness enveloped them, and their fate had never been so uncertain. With every passing second, the threat grew clearer. There was only one choice left. Could they find salvation in the moment of despair? This story is just beginning, and the worst is yet to come. But the story doesn't end here. The host decided to make a horrifying proposal. To protect the Levite, he suggested the crowd take his wife instead. This was not only a betrayal, but also an incredibly cruel act. The wife was dragged outside and abused all through the night. And by morning, she was found dead at the doorstep. But it was at this moment that the dark truth of this story began to unfold. Her husband, the Levite, showed no grief or anger as you might expect. Instead, he decided to cut his wife's body into 12 pieces and send each piece to the tribes of Israel to make a call for vengeance. This scene ignited fury and hatred within the tribes. Each piece was a reminder of the brutality and injustice. Each tribe was ready to retaliate, but what would the cost of vengeance be? At this point, war was on the horizon, and Israel stood at a great crossroads. Their choice would determine the future of the whole nation. The entire nation of Israel was stunned by the Levites' actions. Each tribe began to prepare for the great vengeance. Each strike would be a reminder to those who committed this crime. None of them wanted to stop until justice was served. This was the moment when the tribes of Israel had to stand together. This battle was not just for one woman, but for the dignity of the entire nation. There was no room for hesitation, only revenge and justice. Now they must face the consequences of their actions. This is when the response of the Israelites begins. This story not only shocks, but creates a full-scale crisis. The tribes of Israel, stirred by the brutality and inhumanity of the story, rose up against the tribe of Benjamin, forcing them to pay for the actions of the wicked in Gibeah. The battle was prepared, but is this the right solution? The battle begins. Every step, every clash, the fury couldn't be stopped. They fought as if there was no tomorrow. The Benjamin fought back, but they were overwhelmed by the strength of the Israelite tribes. The rain poured down, but the pain was far from over. The earth was stained with blood, shields shattered under the onslaught. But behind the victory, a big question arises. Can revenge truly heal the deep wounds in society? Is there a way to restore peace without paying the price of death? Each warrior realizes that this victory brings no joy. They wonder if they can rebuild from the ruins. The question of revenge and justice remains unanswered. And when the smoke clears, only emptiness and loss remain. Can there be a new beginning amidst these ruins? They return, but the wounds remain unhealed. Perhaps a brighter future awaits. But can healing come from mercy and not from revenge? This story is far from over. With the remnants left behind, everyone asks, can it be rebuilt? The elders of Israel gather, each carrying a worry about the future. But with the light of dawn, hope is rekindled. An opportunity to begin again. In the end, this story is a painful lesson about immorality, cruelty, and the consequences of living without morality or justice. We see that although Israel overthrew the criminals, they still could not restore peace and unity. This shows that when society lacks justice and morality, it will lead to chaos and sorrow. The book of Judges 19 is not just the story of a personal tragedy, but also a warning about the destruction of moral values. We must learn from this story to prevent it from repeating in our own society. A society can only stand strong when we live with justice and morality. We can change if each of us finds morality in our actions. This story serves as a reminder that we need to build a fairer and more compassionate society, because only when we live with love and justice can the world change. Let this story guide us, helping us to become better people every day. Live with integrity and justice so that no story like this ever happens again. Our story ends here, but the lesson will live on forever. We can change if we know how to listen and learn. Always remember that justice is the foundation of peace, and even in the darkest moments, there is always hope to find the light. Every action we take today will impact the future of the generations to come. We can change the world through acts of love and justice. When we live according to the values of morality and justice, this world will become a better place. Let us walk together on the path of justice towards a brighter future. That is how we can rebuild a peaceful and just society. Live with love, justice, and morality to create a better world for all of us. This story will not only be a reminder, but a source of motivation for each step we take. So what do you think about this story? What is the price to pay for inhumanity? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story shocking and want to explore more profound lessons from the Bible, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.